Lisa,
Hi.
here we are. We're at Black Hat, Hacker Summer Camp.
Yes.
It's I don't feel like much camping going on here. It's too noisy to camp and sleep.
There's a lot going on. You're not really convening with nature out here.
You want to be outside in the heat either. It's nice to be cool in here. It's still kind of warm with all the people.
A lot of chatter.
Nice blue background, the Agentic SOC flying, demo screen over here, which you probably can't see. All the cool stuff you've been working on. So what's going on?
A lot. So we've been hearing a lot of AI noise since RSA, but now we're hearing some differentiators, and we're really excited to be presenting at Black Hat this year some new data that we have about our Agentic Auto Triage, some numbers that our customers have provided, and to back up our claims about how effective our technology is and how much it actually does help the productivity of the human analyst.
I love it. So before we get into all the new data that you have,
Sure.
a few words about your role and maybe an elevator pitch, an overview of Stellar Cyber, so we have that context to dig in.
Yeah, so I'm Lisa. I'm the Corporate Marketing and Communications Manager here at Stellar Cyber. And we are a security operations platform that I'm sure you can see behind me that we're purpose-built for MSSPs and lean enterprise teams. And we offer full cycle, full visibility, unified security operations.
And purpose-built for teams that are stretched with resources, right? So tell me a little bit about what that means, because I think oftentimes things are built for the large enterprise and it doesn't scale down, but this is built purposeful for the smaller orgs, right?
Yeah, so because we've always based our business logic around what the key pain point of the customer is, or what our solution tries to do is to maximize the efficiency of every single resource you already have at your disposal without requiring that you acquire much more manpower in order to deal with the challenges of an AI-powered future. So we're seeing alerts, increase exponentially in this day and age now that hackers have the same AI tools as everyone else. And to deal with that, just adding more people is not, a realistic solution for most teams. So bridging that gap has been where we excel.
So the Agentic Auto Triage,
Yes.
driven by data. So what is this all about?
So Agentic Auto Triage is meant to help you react with machine speed to threats happening at machine speed. And the key with Auto Triage is that it has to have a certain level of accuracy, because IT is a low trust industry, as we've talked about before, and it takes a lot of data to prove that your technology does what you say it does, instead of just being, part of the background AI noise. And everyone's saying kind of the same thing, so having these numbers really does validate your approach as opposed to others. And we have numbers to prove that we save up to 19 minutes per hour per analyst, which, is a very significant
Nearly a third.
margin. Exactly, and will save you up to 1.5 full-time analysts per year, which is absolutely not a trivial difference.
Right.
And our auto triage has been proven to have 99.7% agreement with the human analyst. So that's about as close to perfect as you'll get.
So same results in parallel paths.
Yes.
A third of the time, or a third of the time saved, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that you can pivot your analysts to do other things, other sides of the business, and to really change your growth. Yeah.
So what are organizations doing with the time the analysts have saved? Where are they redeploying them and getting more value out of their teams?
Well, it's up to them, but a lot of them have reported that, analysts can deal more with customer relations, that they can explore other facets of their job, that they can expand their roles in ways that they never had time to do before, and it just gives them a lot more flexibility to change the role of the human analyst in ways that, weren't possible before, because they were dealing with just so many alerts.
And in terms of skills and training, how does this fit into what they already know, and how can they use the solution to actually improve and enhance things that they really care about, like analyzing threats and hunting for things and whatnot?
Yeah, I think it lets them take control of their role in a much more creative way, because they're able to not only have all this time back, but also learn from the decision-making processes of the AI capabilities that they now have. They're able to see, every step of the decision-making that goes into an AI conclusion, and from there draw, lessons that they can use to improve and level up themselves.
So what are some of the security operations managers, the SOC leaders? How are they, perhaps changing the way they manage their team, like reducing burnout and things like that? Obviously, time saved kind of eliminates some of the heavy, repetitive work. So how do SOC managers benefit from what you're working on?
I think the entire outlook has changed. I think once you've dealt with the pain point that analysts have faced since the dawn of time, which is alert fatigue, then you're able to think outside of the box in terms of what else your human analysts are capable of, and how they can help grow your business in different ways, how they can start addressing other challenges when they're not just dealing with the immediate burden of all these alerts.
So is there, kind of looking a little into the future, is there a kind of the next bottleneck that you are seeing coming? Because if you can get through all the alerts, then it's dealing with the incidents, right? And responding and things like that. So.
Yeah, I think certainly we're still in a proof stage, I would say, and in the future, definitely more validation is necessary. And we're still hearing a lot of claims all across the floor, all throughout the industry, about what Agentic SOC really is capable of. And I think backing that up with more numbers, more anecdotal evidence, that's going to be a large part of moving forward.
Let's talk about the service providers, managed service, security service providers.
Yeah.
Where they're managing environments for many clients. Not an easy task. Certainly not an easy environment to get set up and manage either. So
yes.
How do you help them actually succeed where they can actually deliver results, gain value in their own business at the same time?
Well, I think it goes back to time saved, right? We've heard direct feedback from our MSSP partners who have said that their analysts are able to deliver more customized services to their customers, are able to receive feedback more productively because now they have much more flexibility in their schedules. They're less overwhelmed with the immediate threat and with just the noise of everyday tasks, and they're able to think more creatively about how to meet the specific needs of every customer, to adapt to every landscape that is demanded of them.
So back to the triage. You said you have a bunch of data. Is it available yet?
Yes, the PR is live on our website, okay. And we are handing out pamphlets here at our booth. And we are happy to prove a demo and provide more numbers to anyone who's interested. Yeah.
Any other highlight you want to share at the moment?
We're just very excited to continue proving that our vision works. One thing we've been saying is that AI has been part of our logic since the very beginning when we were founded over 10 years ago, and it's just really exciting to be able to show that we've always been at the top of the market and leading the way, and that hasn't changed.
I love it. And as we begin to wrap here, maybe what's kind of the vibe of the folks that are coming through? You probably get analysts, you probably get security leaders. I don't know how many CISOs come by the booth, but what's the kind of general vibe as they hear the story that you have to share?
I think there's a vibe of relief. I think as soon as you mention alert fatigue, everybody knows immediately the pain that you're talking about. They know exactly how much that's been exacerbated by AI and how desperately they need an efficient solution that doesn't require immense resources to scale and to augment all the vulnerabilities that they're now realizing are true vulnerabilities. So, for example, how SIMs are no longer sufficient and how they need identity, cloud, endpoint, network, all these other vulnerabilities covered. So I think hearing that validation has been really exciting. A lot of people are realizing that they want one solution to address all of their pain points, and they're realizing that juggling a bunch of different vendors is no longer really a viable way to move forward, and that those multiple vendors create a lot of overlap that's expensive and also gaps that aren't addressed. So a single platform approach really kind of is industry standard, is becoming industry standard, and is what a lot of people are looking for. So that's another thing that I've heard from people walking by.
So describe the platform. What are the elements and how does that fit in?
Yeah, so the goal of our platform has always been simple integration for the people who adopt it, which means that we offer hundreds of integrations for the different tools that you currently use. So there's, seamless integration, seamless transition from one tool to our platform, and also there's no need to burn existing bridges or to replace existing tools. And that really is something that people are learning is becoming more necessary when playbook is changing, when they're needing to scale faster without, this awkward transition phase, when they can't be left vulnerable, things like that.
Right. From an MSSP perspective, I don't know if you have insight into it, but I can envision where there might be a certain stack on the platform for a particular segment of the market, like financial services or healthcare, maybe a different stack for manufacturing, depending on the types of environments they're dealing with or the clients that they're trying to serve. I don't know if you have any insights or thoughts on that.
Well, that's definitely a challenge that a lot of our partners face, and I think in that case flexibility is a huge part of it. And that's when you can't have every analyst working the job of 10 analysts, right? You need a tool to help them bridge that gap, and that's where flexible platform that gives them full visibility, that automates things at machine speed, allows them to really be able to give customized service, and also with their time back, be able to get more feedback and respond more effectively. That's some of the best feedback we've gotten about our Agentic Auto Triage from our existing customers, is that their analysts are finding their jobs a lot easier.
And do you have a favorite quote from a partner or from a customer?
Yes, actually yesterday we heard that they are dealing with almost 3 times the number of alerts, and I would like to, let me email you with the exact numbers because it's pretty impressive, but it was a factor of multiple factors. They were responding to just, multiple times more alerts a day, which is just something that was unthinkable even, a few months ago, let alone a few years ago. So the strides that we've made are certainly significant.
I love it. Lisa, so good to chat with you.
So nice to chat with you.
Keep up the good work,
Yeah.
all the great innovations. You're a great spokesperson.
Thank you so much.
StellarCyber.ai. Connect with Lisa, connect with Steven, connect with the team on LinkedIn, StellarCyber.ai as well on the website.
Yes.
And stay tuned for more here from Black Hat on ITSP Magazine.